It's on.
Let that roll in. Let that roll in nice and easy right there. Y'all can't hear this right here.
Oh, they got scared by the kitty.
What is going on? This is the one and only Wisely Mistaken. It's your boy Blacksmith Raj here with the one, the only JT Hernandez, accompanied by Josh Lewis and, of course, Steven Fernandez. You guys say what's up to everybody.
What's happening, y'all?
Yo, what up, guys?
This is the podcast where we talk about, killing the idea of the starving artist. You don't have to be a starving artist. You can make money and pursue your passions at the same time. Am I right or am I right?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Like I did that? Left you with no choice? What to
no
agree
choice,
with?
Yeah.
Am I right or am I right? That's
You're
a sales
right,
tactic.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
So we got Steven Fernandez here. It's the first time having him on the podcast. This Steven Fernandez owns some properties. I don't know. Can I tell him where?
Yeah.
Orlando, Florida, right down the street from Disney World.
Nice.
Prime. I looked at the videos he had, obviously. Prime real estate, really great stuff. We've actually dropped some clips of it in here, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that to the editor. But like we're talking about, like, how could you get started in a space of real estate when you are an artist, when you don't have a lot of money? Like, how could you get the ball rolling in that aspect?
Yeah.
Yeah, it typically is like a misconception that you need a huge stash of cash to get up into real estate. Like the main part of real estate is the deal. If you don't have a deal, there's nothing to like put money into, and so you don't need money if you don't have a deal. And when you find a good deal, a deal speaks for itself, so you're able to go to people with money and show them a roadmap to how you can make them some more money, and that's what people with money are constantly trying to do.
See, I always have the feeling that I need money to get started. So that's been one of my biggest roadblocks. And actually, Josh does Airbnb arbitrage where he's helping me remove some of these roadblocks and teaching me that I don't need money to get started. So you don't need money to get started with your broke ass, okay? Stop letting that hold you back. JT?
It's just a mentality thing, right? And that's the whole point of this podcast, that it's like we can still pursue our passion and, our goals, artistic dream, and the whole idea, like Raj said, like the starving artist is something that we don't believe in. We feel like you can still make your money and still pursue your artistic career. You're an actor, singer, comedian, whatever it is that you're doing, like there's always a way to make some kind of passive income. Right. And, we're tired of seeing you guys working bullshit ass jobs like Starbucks and everything. Like, get it together. You're 34, Marco.
Name dropping in the first 3 minutes is crazy.
I don't know why that name came up. That's a homegirl, but I was trying to go with a name like Margaret or some shit. But that came out, but
you
sounded a little bit personal.
You straight took a shot at Marco right there. Say her last name too. Are you?
Wherever you at, Marco.
For you. I don't know. I spoke to you yesterday. And I don't know. I didn't mean that.
Now he's backpedaling. Okay.
Yeah, now I'm sweating.
Margo doesn't even work at Starbucks, too. That's the crazy thing.
I know. She doesn't. So she knows I'm fucking with her. Morgan, can you do me a favor? Can you throw me that towel, please, bro? I apologize. Fucking have
It's all good.
heat flashes in this bitch.
It is all good. So we're learning as we go. This is the second podcast we've done. We used to do, we tried to do a dating podcast at first, but then like you got on TikTok and everything was, bitches don't do this. Niggas need to do it. I was like, I don't want to be in that, in that space.
Yeah.
So I want to put something positive out there that can help people, on this journey. But we actually started making money as comedians by running an open mic in our backyard. Right. So basically we start charging comedians $5 an hour or $5 a minute, $5 for 5 minutes. So they can get up and work their 5-minute sets. And it actually turned out to be a really profitable business. Well, we made within the first month, $3,000 in our backyard. I'm not gonna say we were selling beers. We had beers for donations.
For donations, yeah.
And then donation was mandatory.
Heavy, So
I think I tried to talk you guys into a weed vending machine in the backyard.
At some point, he did try to like. You have some vending machines, right? You're like, dude, we can put some like weed vending machines in your backyard.
We should still talk about that. That's not a dead idea.
Yeah, I mean, let's not scratch that off the table.
Income streams. We're talking income
streams.
This is where we all make money. At least learn how to do it.
Yeah.
This is where them ideas aren't bad ideas. So
exactly.
That shit gets bounced around right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's facts. There's no such thing as bad ideas. Like
a lot about like who you like network with. If you do a lot of networking, you find like I have a friend that's like a high level government, and he broke down to me like, yo, if you're really trying to do that vending machine idea, it's got a credit card processor, and he lets me know like don't make sure that the credit card process doesn't go a state line, and you're like completely fine within all the guidelines of the law. And so sometimes just having someone
I didn't even know that.
in
Look
your
at that.
network
Yeah.
that you can confide with and tell them an idea you're working on. I'd say that's probably one of my mistakes to start off with, is like sort of holding in ideas, thinking that like I had to bring them to light instead of using like networks of friends and like, look what we're already doing just in a small amount of time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
coming
for
together.
sure. Yeah,
Because
no.
gatekeeping, there's enough money for us all out here. And I always try to like, I tell people my little canoe story where it's just like, well, I'm in this canoe and I'm paddling. I'm gonna get over there to that island. That's probably gonna take me a lot longer, harder effort. But if you can share this vision with someone who sees the vision and they want to hop in this canoe too, and it's like, all right,
I'll help you roll.
now we're both paddling a little less hard. You know what I mean? We're gonna get there quicker. So I always try to say, like, listen, if you can, try to expand on your idea with someone else who is maybe even remotely like-minded, dude, sky's the limit. So gatekeeping never.
It never works.
I'll never recommend that.
It never works, and you do run into a lot of gatekeeping in the entertainment industry, whether it be comedy, whether it be acting, whether it be music. There's a whole bunch of people trying to like they have that life is a bakery, so you like more for you means less for me. Whereas life is a garden. If I eat something, it produces more once I consume it. So it's all about the mindset that you have.
Yeah, it definitely it's a mentality. I would say it's definitely a mentality of the what are we talking about?
My bad, I'm touching the
You're
kid.
right. You distracted me, bro.
My bad.
There's a kitty on site. It's,
I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's a little.
Well, we're talking gatekeeping.
And now the mom showed up. All right, I ain't touching them no more. That's the gatekeeper right there. No, we talking about gatekeeping. People putting up roadblocks and trying to slow other people down because they think if you get on.
I'm saying that's a poor mentality to have, right?
You're right.
To think like, oh, I can't, show this person the ropes, right? Because then he's gonna take from me, or like, oh, I'm not gonna let him in on the secret that's helping me, produce this income because you're trying to hoard that all. But like my boy, like there's millions of people, like you said, there's money for everybody to come out here and get, and it's like if someone shares that same like passion or that same determination, like why not, dive into it and help each other grow, like that's the whole purpose. I mean, we all want the best for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was up on a call like this morning, and my girl was watching it with me, and I'm in a real estate club with Grant Cardone, and he jumped on, and in the club, like we pitch deals. It's a solid 2 hours. If I have a great deal, I bring it to the club, and you can watch people actually fund their entire deal within like a 1 hour span by simply presenting the opportunity of what they've got working. And as we were watching it, I'm very deep in real estate, but my girl's an actress and has her own thing, and so she was watching it and like questioned like, oh, I wonder if Grant tries to swoop up on these properties, like someone presents it's a good deal, and he's got all this money, he's this big guy, and it's like, no, that's actually like the principle of the club is you're out of the club if someone presents a deal and you like swoop in, try to come in the back end and steal that deal from them. And Grant talks about how it's important to like, if you guys are both talking about the same deal, looking at the same deal, that's the point of the club. You guys have like come together, put the equity double up, like now you have two people raising equity. Now you have two people walking the property with eyes looking for things like, and they're both already interested. And so the game of like fighting other people to make things happen is just,
that's the crabs in the barrel mentality.
Yep.
And that's a lot of what happens in a lot, especially we all, minorities. There's a lot that happens in our communities. A lot of crabs in the barrel mentality. But what actually got you started in real estate?
It was just a lifelong journey. My dad came from Cuba and just through a series of events ended up in construction. And once he ended up in construction, he realized you don't want to like build these things. You want to build them and keep them and rent them. And so I was able to watch like my whole childhood him acquire properties. Some were multifamily, some were like flips. We've built custom homes for people, and they all had like a different vibe. And the multifamily space was a vibe of like picking up your rent check on the first of the month and, making sure that the property is where it needs to be and the money is flowing in, and it left space to like have time for your family, real time freedom. And so I watched like a vehicle that could take you to time freedom and really just decided to like hone in on that specific type of real estate.
So if I was trying to get started in real estate, which area would you recommend that I start in? Like I'm broke artist. I have no money. I have none money, like Julian says. I have none money. Where do I start? Like if I'm interested in doing something in real estate, where do I?
The start is like starting the conversation, and everything to me, it's about starting the conversation. And so you want to like start speaking with brokers and let them know that you're out here looking for deals. And there's a part of it when you don't have the money, honestly, you have to work with the confidence that when you do find this deal, you're going to act accordingly and make the deal happen. You know, you have to have it confident in your heart. You're actually planning on following the process through. So I would say that's the first step, is just having like this level of confidence that if you can find a deal that pencils out well, that you're going to move forward. But like, if I had to deliver a golden nugget, it's just sort of like underwriting a deal. And so if you're trying to put your money into apartments, you need to just acquire, it's sort of about unit count. Like if I have an 8-unit building, it's not even an investment. I'm going to be there all the time picking up rents from grandmas and being the one interacting and doing it. So it's more like a job, like you're purchasing your own job, and it has its upsides because of the appreciation and everything. But when it comes down to it, you want to you want to go for as many units as you possibly can, because once you do that, like the income coming to the property is going to come from 100 different families, like 10 different industries. And so 10 people could stop paying rent in a 100-unit building in 1 month, and you still have 90% of the income coming in to pay the lender, to pay the bills, and to do everything. So it would just be like, look for anything above 32 units, go to areas that are in growth. Like you want to see population growth, because if the population growth isn't happening there, it's going to be stagnant. You're going to get it, and it's going to just be like a level area, and then the exit is difficult once you go to like refinance or sell. And so
you want to,
sure, you got a lot of thoughts on it too.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it. Now, when you're looking for areas with growth, now is there any particular thing that you're going after? Like, okay, this is an upcoming market. I think this could be something that's, if we do pick up something over 30 units, this has potential to grow over the next, 5-10 years. Is there any key features you look for in the market that could kind of bring something over the edge?
I've dealt with like all different levels, and in the real estate game, it's like from A to D basically on grading properties. And so when you get these deals that come your way that seem like cash cows that, really call to your heart, you almost fall in love of like, this thing's a cash cow. It's going to make all this money. But if it's in the wrong neighborhood, or if it's, bad condition of the property where the roofs are going to need replacement, and you're not, thinking about those things ahead of time, it's going to bite you in the ass. But if, as far as like an actual location, it's just like watching, like if tech company, Tampa's hot, Orlando's hot.
See, Amazon's buying, headquarters.
But more than being hot, to be straight, is right now the market's a very amazing market. Like it's the very best market that anybody will ever be able to jump into, because like what happened in 2008 to the normal person is happening to the big corporations. Like 3 years ago, I don't want to quote the exact amount, but it's like almost like 50% of multifamily properties that are owned by institutions have loans that need to be repaid that are triggering this year and into this year. That the interest rate's going to go so high, because when they originally got it, it was 3%, and now to refinance at 7%. Inside that gap, you'd be owning a property that's not cash flowing anything, and you're having to take from your own pocket to make it survive.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the.
So someone starting out in real estate, like I got a little bit of understanding of, how someone could get some capital going, or at least understand how to find a deal. And I figure wholesale real estate for an individual who's just like, I don't really have no money, But I feel like it helps you, get into the game with not a whole lot of capital, because anyone can pretty much pull a list, get a dialer, start calling these people and see if you can get a deal going, And so I really think that's a very beneficial way for you to start getting some money in your pocket, but it also helps you understand how to really source a deal from like the lowest level.
Okay.
So when you are at the level of, going after 30 plus units, that you can really understand, like, all right, that's a good deal.
Right.
Like, I understand there's a whole lot of room
It's kind of going
for
into
growth
like
in
the
there.
back door and understanding the ins and outs
Yeah.
on the back side of
It's
the
like
house.
I'm gonna own a restaurant, so let me go work as the busser, or let me work as the waiter to really understand how
see
this
what you're
whole
saying.
thing works.
Operation
You
works,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
What
I
to
feel
look
like-
for in deals,
Exactly. So I
Is
feel
that something you've done before in the past, right?
Yeah,
You've done some
wholesale real estate. I've
wholesale
definitely
real
dabbled
estate?
in it. Yeah, and it's just like it's great. I've only touched with single family residences. I haven't really got my feet wet with
Bigger units.
big old multifamily properties, but essentially it's something to look at a little differently. So I'm pretty sure if I were to like, hey, I found this deal, or I got this guy who he's owned this building for 30 years and he's just looking to go retire in Boca, so maybe that's something that we can maybe get a good deal on. But it's probably going to be a little bit different when I'm running comps for that 30+ unit building versus a single family house. So
All right, and just for the people that don't know, what is wholesaling?
well, wholesaling is pretty much you finding a property and getting it under contract with a potentially motivated seller. So if you can find someone who maybe has some kind of level of vexation in this property, right? So maybe they're pre-foreclosed, maybe the house is vacant, but there's a mortgage on it. So it's someone who can potentially be a motivated seller. So you essentially reach out to them and broker a deal to buy the house with the contingency that you're going to be able to sell access to the rights to someone else.
Okay.
So if you, the homeowner, has a house, me and you agree to $200,000 that I'm going to buy this house in the next 30 days, my paperwork basically says that I have the rights to transfer it over to him right here. And that's kind of going to be a wholesale deal because maybe me and you agree for 200. I know this is a really good deal based on the numbers that I've ran and the comps that I found in the area, but I know it's still a good deal for him for 240 because he knows he can go make X, Y, and Z from it. Maybe he's tearing it down. Maybe he has a whole different plan for that property, but he knows at 240 it's still a good deal. So upon me and you agreeing at 200, come closing, I make my money on the in-between. He gets a house, you get your money, and that's pretty much a wholesale deal. So you're not coming into this with any kind of capital. Once you sign an agreement, you now have an equitable interest. So they couldn't like snake you and go sell it to Mike over there. So,
So my question to you is like, how did you get into the wholesale in that? Like, who got you in, or how did you even find out about it?
YouTube, bro.
YouTube, so
Yeah,
you just
YouTube University. I mean, it's just like
Yes, sir.
anything
Shout
else.
out
I
YouTube.
mean, you can learn whatever you want to learn, but I kind of just took it to the next level and said, you know what, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't really know everything, but I
Right.
knew enough to get started, figure out how to find a new market, figure out how to build a list, figure out how to skip trace the list, which basically means like once I come across a new city, I can say, you know what, I'm looking for houses that are vacant, right?
Okay.
Now it's going to show me the 1,000 vacant houses in this city. And I can run it through a certain software to get all the phone numbers for the homeowners of those properties. Then it's just up to you to call them, text them, email them, however you want to get in contact. You get someone on the phone, your negotiation skills have to kick in, and that's where you can pretty much do a service. Because I wasn't really operating like, hey, I'm trying to buy your house. I was going after people who I'm trying to help you.
right.
Okay.
Like, I see that you're going through something. I see that this property is in pre-foreclosure. I see that it's vacant and there's still a mortgage on it, right? I see that, tenants probably haven't paid you in ages. Once you get someone talking and get a real understanding, it becomes more of like, I'm trying to offer a service of help. So
Before it's
that's
too late.
That's what I was thinking right now as he's saying that, like
Yeah.
acting in service. When you act in service of others, it multiplies in a beautiful way. And I think that's why a lot of people in real estate actually win, because a lot of times, like, the person on the other side of the transaction is suffering in a way where, like, the deal's making them bleed. Like, even how I talked about at the height of the commercial market, these guys are, like, bleeding, but some of them own so much property that it's just easier, like, to get it off their books so their investors don't see this, like, failing property out of 20. And so you're helping somebody out, and you have to, like, realize that inside the negotiation as well, because sometimes you don't want to, like, overgive. It's easy to, like, want the property and maybe make an offer too high, but you also have to, like, make sure the deal's a perfect fit for you as well. So it's like balancing that between you and the person. And everything he's talking about with wholesaling, I don't have too much of a background in wholesaling, but it sounds so much similar to, like, the high level multifamily stuff, because it's almost as simple. It really is. It's called a letter of intent. and you would send it to like whoever you're, trying to make this deal on. And so if you've underwritten this deal and it looks like it pencils out and you want it, you put this LOI in, and they're going to give you like either a written or more like a verbal. You speak with a broker. He says, I showed them the LOI. They're willing to do the deal at that price if you want to go. And inside your LOI, it'll detail like, say if it was like $100 million property, it's going to be $1 million, like 1% deposit that's refundable if you find out that they've been like misrepresenting something in the deal or line, and that's normally there's $1 million outs of the deal. So once you've gotten that verbal is when you really go to like how he said he'd shoot to me and help me make money as an investor. You shoot to the investors and show them the deal. And so it really is like a world of not needing the actual capital, but you do need people. You do want like to start establishing conversations with people that are, in the space of trying to find a good investment, but they just don't know yet. And so once you have your Rolodex filled with that, like it gives you a confidence.
So it sounds like the thing you guys are saying is the most important thing that you need starting out is network. So it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, I mean, one of those things too, like you can build your network as you're going. Like, So when I first found a property, got it under contract, right? Cool. I got this contract. It's pretty much, I got 30 days before I have to either close on this or back out of it, because the same thing we were saying with a letter of intent. When you're wholesaling a deal, there's like an EMD. So it's an earnest money deposit that's pretty much going to have to be put up, right? The percentage, sometimes just a couple thousand or $1,000 or $100, whatever the case may be, but which is refundable if you see that, there's been some kind of.
And you negotiate it. So if you want to throw out $1,000, hey, I'll give you $1,000 deposit, and in 30 days, if I don't come back, we were done. So you got to put your money where your mouth is a little bit.
Okay.
Exactly.
Sometimes, like.
That puts your back against the wall, too. That gives you incentive to go out there and get this
deal
deal
closed. And it also
closed.
goes towards the sale price. So it's not like I'm just putting this money
so
up.
You get it back.
You know what I mean? And again, it puts you back against the wall.
Yeah.
So building your network. So the first deal that I ever got under contract, I didn't have any buyers at all. Like, so I'm on Facebook groups, just like typing in the city that I was currently working in and just looking for real estate investors in this county, so on and so forth, saying, hey, I got a property, what's your buy criteria? If you're interested, here's the details. Shoot me an email, give me a text, starting price is X.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't really matter if whether you're a newbie or a vet at this.
A deal's a deal.
A good deal's a good deal. You know what I mean? So if someone runs those numbers, and again, that's where my equitable interest comes into play. So they're not going to just go snake me and try to buy it. I already have an equitable stake in this house that I'm buying it. You know what I mean? So if a good deal is presented properly, like if you can do the legwork, maybe present some comps, which I was doing. But again, I'm finding these guys on Facebook. I didn't have no network. I didn't go to no meetups. I didn't go to no groups.
It's like messy action, like starts trickling you into the game. But unless you don't like,
have
someone used that analogy recently, but it's like if you're gonna take a trip somewhere, you got to start the car. So you got to start like your vehicle don't go anywhere. And then on top of that, like once the vehicle's going, you're going to have to stop for gas. You're going to have to stop for trainings. You're going to have to stop for what you need along the way. But you got to start like, and nothing happens until and that's all just a mental choice. It's not a pocket full of money.
Yeah. And that really helps you too. So once you start meeting these people, right? So once I had that first deal, I'm just kind of like shooting into all these guys I see in this Facebook group who are actively looking for deals. They're currently buying stuff. But then you start to realize, okay, cool. Mike over here doesn't like this particular style of property. Okay. He's only looking for this.
For multifamily properties.
John over here is only looking for this.
Okay.
So now you kind of start working backwards, right? So I ask him, well, how many properties do you buy a year, right? How often are you looking for something new? What's your, buy criteria? What's your max dollar amount? Like, stuff like this. So you
start kind of like building a repertoire, like a Rolodex of like, all right, this person likes this person's looking for multifamily units, or this person's looking for suburb area or downtown area. So this is my go-to guy. Once you get a property,
reverse engineer it,
and I'd be like, oh, Mike he was looking for property in downtown. Let me hit him up first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And that kind of goes as you're flowing. Like, so now that one property, you just picked up maybe 20 new emails.
Okay.
Of guys who they didn't buy it, but some were interested, but they didn't like the area. But now you like I got 20 guys. They're
Yeah.
all gonna get email blasted, or
Potential
maybe once you
buyers.
dial it in a little more, like, oh, he likes X, Y, and Z. I'm definitely calling him first. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
Or he already told me that he don't like properties in this area, so I'm not even gonna bother. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Shout out to Kangen Water, drinking the most hydrogen water, alkaline water you can find out there, right, Steven?
Amen.
You sound like Petey Pablo. Shout out to Kangen Water because I drink it and they paying me for it.
Yeah. And they can pay you too,
Freakily
you know? So,
Monique.
That's the damn truth.
Christina.
right, Steven? But
Actually, let's talk about that.
hold
water
on,
too,
hold
Robert.
on, because I want to touch on something before we move on to the next
Well, let's
one.
wait for Morgan to walk through.
Yeah.
And we're back.
So, okay, so you were saying, right, like, how important is it for you guys to build those relationships, or how do you guys feel about relationships when we're talking about, like, networking, right? Like, how important is it to, like, because I want our audience to be like, all right, cool, you know, maybe I'm lacking in my networking skills, you know, like, is that something that you guys would, like, preach to people? Like, hey, yo, you know, spread, you know, expand your circle, you know, kind of reach out there, put yourself out there.
I think some people naturally have it where they walk around and they just are a great networker. I'm in the space of like network marketing as well,
Okay.
and so it's just natural to like strike up conversations with random people and elevators. And I think a lot of times, like sometimes that is challenges. We were talking about like mindset, and sometimes it's just like if someone doesn't feel like they have people to talk to, it's just like, well, it sounds like you should make some new friends, get on the phone. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like
out there.
all the answers are pretty simple when you're trying to do these things. And like the relationships, as far as like being able to call a broker and just, you know, just sort of bullshit with them and see where he's at and create a friendship. And then by the time you do that, you know, sometimes you call just a listing number on a thing, but you created a little rapport with somebody, and you know, you want to ask important questions like, hey, I'm calling on this deal, but you got something better than this? And oh yeah, you know, like real quick, all of a sudden the thing you called about, you're not even looking at
discussing
anymore,
anymore.
and you're interested in this deal that he's like been pocket listing or knows is coming up, or so, you know, if you're not talking to people, there's no way to really get the success you need. You might be able to, like, I don't know, I feel like you'll just sort of smash your head against the wall. You might have a tiny little bit of success, but not
You're not gonna go as far as you could.
the success God has planned for you.
Especially as an artist too. Like we're talking about like starving artists that like don't like it's important as an artist to work on your network in general. Like if you're an actor, like you need to go meet the casting directors. You need to go meet how are you gonna get a manager if you stay in your room all day doing self tapes,
Right.
And just submitting directly to Actors Access or something like that. So you need to put yourself out there. Like as a comic, how important is being has networking helped you? Like how much has that helped you?
A lot, bro. You know, like I can honestly say, like there's just a saying that, you know, one of my like comedy mentors, you know, Richard Villa, always says, you know, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't put yourself out there, you don't talk to strangers, you don't talk to people, like you never know. You can be potentially talking to your biggest blessing, and you're too shy, you're too into your head, and you're like, I don't want to talk to them. I like, you know, you're in your head, you never know, and you just missed out on a beautiful blessing that, you know, could have helped you propel you to the next level and whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah, and the same thing applies to like getting women. Like if you can't get, like if you're single and you want some booty, let's just be real. You want some booty, right?
Right.
How you gonna get some booty? You can't just go take it. You gotta go say hello. Right. You gotta say hi. And
I think the whole act of even saying hello or just getting started, is your confidence level in just about anything. Like striking up a conversation in the elevator, like. Like that, it seems simple, right? But the average person who's not confident is not doing that.
Yep.
But then you're like, well, where's your confidence stem from? And why are you not confident?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you do have a skill set or something, you're truly confident in the shit coming out of your mouth.
Right.
Talking about it is never going to be a problem for someone.
Yeah.
Like
Blessing people. You're blessing
Exactly.
people
I'm
with
solving
knowledge
problems.
that
Like-
can help them.
if you ask anybody about their hobby or the favorite thing they love to fucking do, and then someone or they get the opportunity to talk about this, there's never going to be a shy moment.
They light up.
I'm confident in the shit coming out of my mouth. Like I know this. Like I have a passion for this. It's a lot easier. So I feel like whatever space you're in, or if you're getting started in something, just get as confident as you can. Like learn what you're talking about. Like know what you're talking about. Then it's easier to talk about.
Right.
Exactly.
Like you're less shy to put yourself out there and have that conversation if you can answer something coming your way. So
So knowledge is important. It's just like
is
being
very
knowledgeable.
fucking
You know?
important.
Don't be an idiot. Pick
You
up a
know?
book.
Don't be an
Yeah,
idiot.
generally, when I bring people into my business, like I know that they need a time of training before they like dive in. Instead of like throwing them into the deep end, like get them comfortable with what they're gonna do, because you don't want someone like stepping into your business and talking to someone like from the top of however they've been doing it. You know,
Yeah.
you want to like represent your company in a certain way.
Exactly.
That they're saying what you want them to say and not just randomly what's like coming off the top, especially with so many great training platforms and things online.
But they
nowadays,
freestyling and
like,
making stuff up. Yeah, you can't have that.
Yeah, no.
It's just like a question. Well, what did you tell them if you didn't train on? If you didn't watch the video I asked you to watch before speaking to the person? Like, of course they said no. You know, you didn't even
Like, what do you
do
think
the
they were gonna say?
training.
Yes,
and
immediately.
then
Like, yeah.
and then you were talking about the chicks. It's like. You know, if you get your first no when you go to talk to the hot girl at the bar, like, and you walk away with your tail between your legs, like, shattered about it, you know, and you're not going to do your second. But
You're not
if
gonna
you
try
walk away
again.
with confidence that, like, shit, I had to step out of myself a little bit to go up to this beautiful woman and try to, you know, let her know who you are, or at least get in the game a little bit, you know, like, and so you have to practice
you gotta swing. You gotta
repetitively.
shooters gonna
losing.
shoot.
You have to lose a lot to win a couple times, and the wins are always worth all the series of losses that you take.
Exactly.
It's like every loss is closer to a win. You guys heard of that
And that's
before?
a mentality that I always try to keep.
It's like every no is closer to a yes. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting you at least prepared for it. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So I
You
love
haven't even
that.
started if you didn't get the no at first.
Oh, you
know?
need a bunch of those.
You need a bunch of no's before you get that first yes. But like you said, it is going to be rewarding to get that first W, right? Like you mentioned it the other day. Like, how rewarding was it when you got your first Airbnb property?
You're like, oh shit.
like that shit. You're like,
works.
oh, this is
Rewarding.
doable, right?
Like
Like,
it's more than doable. So now, like talking to the next person, you're like, ooh,
I work.
You don't even know.
I got
You
this.
know who you
Once you
talking
could
to.
do it once, you know you could do it twice.
I got
And,
this. You know what I mean?
But that's
Yep.
just pure
Compound.
confidence, you know.
Yo.
It's all confidence.
And even regular life, like it kind of attributes to the gym. We talk about the gym. That's why we're in the gym so hard nowadays.
Right.
Like your confidence level goes crazy once you start looking good. Like,
Oh
once
yeah,
you-
yeah.
Like in anything you start doing, right?
Right.
Now you're feeling good because you look good,
Yeah.
right?
bleeds
You're
over.
feeling good. Mm-hmm. So now that you're feeling good,
What's
you're
that
gonna.
saying, bro? That Deion Sanders said?
Oh yeah, you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good, and if you play good, they pay good.
They
Cha-ching.
pay good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the story to life too. Because if you're feeling good, you can now perform. You're now like, all right, I'm going to do the task at hand. You know, that workout was good today. Set the tone for the rest of the day.
Yep.
You know, I got my endorphins going. I'm feeling good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
feel
So
like
I'm
you
going to
killed
be
it.
able to perform better. You know what I mean?
exactly.
So if I could perform better, you lining yourself up more paper, right? You putting yourself out there now, right? You got that confidence level. It's happening, right?
It's similar to stand up. Like in order to
real.
get confident on stage, you got to go out there. Like you said, you got to start the car. You got to get up there with no set and be willing to have these people look you in your face and be like, nah, bro, that ain't it.
That shit sucks.
And then you got to go back to the drawing board, see what you did wrong, come back and get it again. Nah, bro, that ain't it. And go through that 55 more times, and then you'll get your first. Okay, that was cool. I
That
see what you did
something.
there.
It got-
You
it
got
got
something
legs.
there.
It got
The rest
legs.
of it was trash, but the
Work on
first
that
3
one.
minutes is
yeah,
cool.
yeah, bro. It's heartbreaking, bro. Like, bro, you know, like when you bomb, like it's a different type of like. Because I tell this to anybody who tells me like, "Oh, what does it feel like to doing stand up?" And I'm like, look, to me, stand up, like you gotta love it, right? Like that's gotta be your passion, because there's a lot of humbling moments, bro, that
Yes.
come through it. You know, like once you bomb, bro, like it's a feeling that like you can't rub off. You know, it's just like it's so
You feel it in
crushing,
the
bro.
car.
Like, yeah, you feel it in the car.
You
you
feel
feel
it
like
the next
everybody's
morning.
staring at you, just judging you. Like, damn, this fool sucks. You know, like all the craziness, and you can't get rid of that feeling until you get your ass back on stage.
That's true.
And then do
Yeah,
good.
get back on the horse.
Right? Do good. But the upside of that, or the W, right, is like those big ass moments when you're in the room and you hear the laugh and you're controlling the laugh. It's kind of like you're one of those like the symphony players, like the directors. Like you control the whole room. You give it breathe. You let it breathe. You let them laugh, and you get off stage, bro. Your confidence on like 1,000, bro.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. There's no drug that gives you that high. That rush, like there's no cocaine, no meth, nothing that'll give you that high, bro.
It's crazy you said meth. Have you tried that?
I have not.
'Cause meth might be the one.
It might, it might be the charm.
You
you
willing
know,
to give
like-
up your teeth? That's just got to be something.
It's crazy.
Everybody
I'm
will be
willing to
laughing
lose
at you
the-
if you
the
smoke
weight,
meth.
man.
Facts.
But I do hear it's a hell of a rush though.
Yeah, no,
No, that-
I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about like addictive drugs, right? Like, So I'm just saying, like, to me, there's no drug in the world that can give me that high that comedy does, and that's why, like, my confidence, I feel like it's pretty through the roof, you know, like.
When somebody asks what it's like to bomb, I'm like, when you walk up to a girl in the club and you shoot your shot and she says no,
And everybody's staring.
and she goes, "Ew, ew, you're the most disgusting guy I've ever seen in my life. Get out of my face." Okay, now take that and picture her face on 50 different people's faces all at the same time,
Well,
and they're all saying,
Yeah.
"Ew, no, you're fucking terrible." That's what it feels like to bomb.
Yeah, it's
I feel
all.
like that's got to be some of the hardest shit to bounce back from. Like to know I fucked up the whole room. Like, damn.
I've seen comics like take months off after bombing bad. I'm just
Yo,
like, yeah, I got to take a break.
Yeah, that happens.
Maybe
Bro.
I ain't got
seen
it.
some.
Some people just don't got it. Some like good comics will bomb though. Like, you know, like there'll be people that you'll have good jokes. And this is the thing too, like especially when you're in black rooms that like, our age black rooms and they've been smoking. Oh man, they're just like they're quiet. We're just quiet people. Like when we're high, we're just that's funny.
Like you're in your head.
Yeah.
But you feel like on stage like you're bombing. This just happened to me. Matter of fact, what was the 16th of December? I remember the date.
Oh, that's my birthday.
It wasn't the
That was my
16th.
Savage brother real quick.
It wasn't the 16th, but it was somewhere around that date. But like, I was on stage and like everybody in the audience was like, I'll tell my joke. I hit him with my best one. Oh, this one get him. This one get him.
Yeah.
So finally, I'm like, all right, man. I thought this was a good set. Y'all have a good night, whatever. And then they come up to me like, bro, that was hilarious. Who you talking about, man?
That's the word.
So good. I still felt like I was like, no,
There's people who are like shy at laughing, you know. They're just like like they laugh on like you're at a comedy club, like laugh, you know.
I feel like a lot of people are afraid to go to a comedy
Yeah.
club. They're like, God forbid, do they fucking
I
point
laughed
me
for
out
years,
and
okay?
you know,
Oh, yeah.
people laugh.
Can't even breathe right. That's how hard I'm laughing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
how
we
it's
need
supposed
that.
to be.
Call
you know?
someone.
Because you get the energy back that you put out. So like if you as an audience member, if you start really ha 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 like really having a good time, the comics are gonna get in such a wave that you guys are gonna have the best show of your life.
And everybody has fun. I have
Yeah.
fun as a performer. They have fun as an audience. Like it's just a win-win, you know. Like it's a transfer of energy. One of our friends put it out that way. It's a transfer of energy, and when you have good energy bouncing back and forth, like you both walk out of that room like, damn, that's something that just happened between us. It was special. You can't recreate that. And every show is different, you know. So it's a beautiful thing when you get to experience that, you know. And that's what keeps me coming back to stage, you know. It's like, yeah, let's do this. Let's run this back. You know, let's see how high we can get on this one. You know, like, all right, let's push it. Let's get stupid with this
Yeah.
one. You know, and it's like, all right,
Let's say some reckless shit.
let's say some reckless shit, and it's flying, and you're having a good time.
It's
Having a
fine.
good time. It's like, it's
But nothing
dope.
worse than when you say some shit that's too far. You're like, oh, that's the line.
Me and my
Now we
best
know.
friend, we used to
I'm down
joke
to
around
think
all the
about
time, and when we were in Catholic school, and we'd just be like, all right, who's willing to say like the most messed up thing in confession? Like, and we'd come back and be like, just say shit we didn't even do, but we just wanted to fucking hit the priest with a little.
just ruin
sorry.
his day. you
Sorry,
know?
God.
Just ruin his
Sorry,
day.
God.
Sorry, God.
Forgive me.
Tell you what I did yesterday.
The what?
No, you talking about
A little confession moment.
no
You know what I
confession.
mean?
Let me tell you what I did yesterday.
What you do, Ryan?
No, I ain't do nothing, man. But the confidence, though, like that's what we're talking about right here. Like confidence, it only builds when you put in the work. Like you have to get off the couch and do something. Like it's so important. Like because like I find myself going in rhythm, especially with like the gym and stuff like that. So like if I'm off at the gym, I'm off at work.
Right.
I'm off in my relationship.
Oh man.
I'm off. I'm on Instagram all day long.
Preach.
I'm on TikTok all day long. I'm feeling like the days are blending together. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I find myself in a depressive mood, like down and bad.
Yeah.
But it's because I've put this rhythm into whatever, I don't even know how to say that, but I've put this rhythm out there that I've started to let myself slack. So like now I know I'm supposed to do 100 burpees. I did 100 burpees a day. Josh didn't. I know I'm supposed to do.
There's still time.
I did 100
Day's
burpees,
young.
bro, and 2
Day's
miles,
young.
son. Hey.
But like I know I'm supposed to do 100 burpees, and if I go in there and I let that inner bitch in my head tell me 30's enough, like come on, you're sweating, dog. 30's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that in every aspect of my life. Like how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
So like that's why when I set a goal, you have to hit it because you're training yourself to go after it and to hit it, and that's where the confidence comes from. Confidence comes from progress,
Right.
which is where happiness comes from too. If you see progress in any form, that's where your confidence builds. And the gym is the easiest place to start seeing progress. If you're 270 pounds and then next week, well, let's say a month goes by and you're 265, that'll make you happy.
That's progress,
That's
yeah.
progress.
Man. Sure. I
Also
also
feel
like
like
telling my goals to people who are like I trust,
right.
which a lot of people will tell you don't do. But I kind of like that little follow up, like, yo, so what's up? Like,
Yeah,
how is that? Especially someone who I see all the time. So now it's just like, well, I'm gonna have the same story next week or in a few days. I have the same
Yeah,
bullshit
you have
to
to
say.
start making some moves, my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, all right, so it's like, damn, that's an extra fire.
It's the same bullshit to say.
Like, you know, like, yo.
It's a scary thing, but sometimes, like, when you share your goals with people that you trust at that level, you gotta ask for them to like hold you accountable.
Yeah.
You're the homie. Like,
Hold me
if you
accountable.
hear me saying this and I'm not doing this, like,
I need to
it's
hear it.
cool. And sometimes maybe even being clear about how you want that person to tell you, so it doesn't become like, you know, a way you ain't trying to hear it.
Exactly. That's what me and him actually just had a conversation about this. Like, yo, hold me accountable. Or I'm gonna hold you accountable. Because like, if we like when we were on the same wavelength when we first moved to like in North Hollywood, dude, like we were killing it in the gym and everywhere else. And then we kind of got to the point where like, oh yeah, we doing this shit, hell yeah. And then we kind of like let off the gas a little bit.
You get complacent.
You get complacent. Like I'll bring a bag of Doritos home and he don't say nothing. I'm like, oh okay, cool. I can eat these Doritos in peace. My boy ain't gonna judge me. Now, next week, next week, oh I got an ice cream sandwich. Oh, he ain't say nothing. I'm gonna eat this ice cream sandwich in peace.
Wanted one too.
Yeah, bro, and that's real shit.
For real.
And you know,
It's
here's
real.
one thing that I want to point out too is like you don't have to, like it was easy for me to not hold him accountable because I'm like, all right, well I'm not fit, you know, like in comparison, like my body to his body, like he can afford some bullshit, right? Like, but at the end of the day, I think
Like,
no, yeah, but then it was like, oh, how do I check him? You know, it's like how my fat ass check him? You know, like, hey, bro, what's up with these ice cream sandwiches, my guy? Like, at least share. You know what I'm saying?
They're yours.
you got one.
You know what I'm saying? But
You got one, you selfish bastard.
Not only you eat ice cream
got
sandwiches, but you got
he
one.
has a whole dozen of fucking crumble cookies, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, crumble! I got a sweet tooth. That's my biggest weakness. I fucking love crumble cookies, all that.
But then like we had that conversation, and now it's like easier. Like you seen me that I've like been.
He checked me this morning. Matter of fact,
accountable, you know?
that's
And
why
it's
we
like,
relate.
You know what? I don't have to be better than you, bro. Because at the end of the day, you say you want this for yourself, and as a homie, like I'm gonna hold you to it, my boy. Like you know, like when we were walking
Even
out
the
the
question, like, hey, are you still trying to hit the gym every morning at 7?
Bro.
Like, activates in the mind, like, yeah, bro.
Yo.
Like, instead of like, bro, you need to hit the gym at 7. You've been fucking slacking.
Exactly.
Like, ask them, hey, you know,
That's
I'm
gonna
still
have
trying to
someone
do that.
not go. But yeah, bro, you still hitting the gym? We gonna be like, nah, I'm not.
Nah, I'm gonna be a little bitch today.
Yeah, I'm not hitting the gym.
That's
Like,
what,
oh,
that's what he
fuck.
does. That's what he does. You know, it's like, oh, okay, it smells like bitch in here. You know, it's like, oh, you have to get up and do it, bro, because you know you're gonna let nobody bitch you around.
Cool
dog.
being
Like,
a bitch. I don't know.
and to be honest, bro, I think like good peer pressure is good peer pressure that people should have.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody's so sensitive about like, oh, you can't, you know, feelings are gonna get hurt and this and that. But if anything, that brings you guys closer because it's like, all right, bro, like, you know, you
care.
Yeah, you show you care.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna care back, bro. Like I'm gonna show you. Like as uncomfortable as that conversation is gonna be, like that conversation needs to be had. You know what I'm saying?
I can promise you, if you didn't say you're gonna run your 2 miles today, I wouldn't have ran them 2 miles.
Oh, no,
I know I wouldn't have.
I
And
know
when
you
you said it, I was hot. I ain't gonna hold you. I was upset.
He said it. You know, this was crazy because I ran 1 mile and he was bullshitting in the restroom or whatever.
I was stretching in the sauna.
Okay, well, that's what we call it.
In the restroom, stretching in
A
the
lot
side.
of things. Stretching
Some
what in the
lifting
sun.
stories right there.
No. So hold on. So I'm running my mile, and then like he comes out, and we're gonna start the circuit training. This hit in like high intensity training, and so we started doing it. We start doing it, and you know whatever. We finish, and then he was kind of like talking shit towards the end, like, bro, you gotta pay attention, like you can't be fucking up the rotation. And I'm like, whoa, like I think I've overdone the workout. But he's like, no, well, you didn't follow the instructions. I was like, all right, cool, I get it. Like, you know, he even called me out, right? To stop being combative. I was like, all right, cool, I'll shut the fuck up. And then we're walking out, and the homeboy's doing the extra work. And like, I said, oh, hell no, I got to do extra work. I was like, all right, fuck it, you know, we're already here. I'm already sweating, bro. I was like, what's another 20 more reps? I banned the 20 more reps, and I'm like, hey, bro, you going to run that mile that you skipped? He was so hot. He's like, I'm running 2. I said, fuck it, I'm running them 2 with you. You know, like, damn. We was not backing up.
not playing.
I said, I'll run an extra mile when we get home. And we got home, and I ran an extra mile, and he went and
I ran my 2.
ran his 2, you know.
Ever been with where you're like doing 20 reps and you're watching the other person do it and like 20 in, you're like, nah, that was 13, bro. Like, definitely wasn't 20.
That wasn't 20. I've seen
I
that
love those.
before.
I'm the kind of motherfucker to do the set and walk by you and be like, yeah, so I did 20. We're going up, though. Just know that.
I can't stand that.
You know what I mean? Real nice and calm. We're
stand
going to
that.
be going up, though. Just so do your set. We're going up next time. Motherfuckers just dying. Like, oh, fuck. You want to go heavier?
And the thing about working out with Josh too is like I count his sets because I know he'll be like, we're doing 100, and then I'll see that was 110, and I know he did it on purpose and he don't want to let me know. So I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna do my 110.
Yeah, but it's just like holding us accountable. You know,
Yeah.
like
Telling you,
that
it's
accountability
good. It's
is
healthy.
good. You know.
Like, he came out of the gym yesterday, pulled over as I'm coming in the gym. He's like, nah, I'm leaving. I just wanted to say I did 115 today. You know what I mean? Davey Dap got back in his fucking car and left. So now I'm in the gym like, I gotta do at least 115. Fuck. I was like, fuck. Like, I'm over here like, yo, that's just in my mind. It's eating me in my mind. And you say shit, but just like, yo, I did 115. My nigga have a good workout. You know? Got his car left.
Shit, bro, like,
And I'm just like, this motherfucker. Walking in the gym, I'm over here like, I gotta do 115. Is 115 the bar now? And I'm over here in my head
Is
like,
that what we're doing from now
I
on?
do 120? Yo, where's the stop?
where does the end, right? Like,
Keep going.
That's what I tell him all last year. I would tell him we would go to the gym, and it was like, bro, again, bro. It's like the 4th day in a row. Like, we ain't forced to do this shit. Dog. Like, we grown, bro. We can stay home. Like,
bro.
but that's just our resistance, you know. Fucking
telling
with
you,
that
it's
bitch
healthy.
assness, like you said, that bitch voice in your head.
Bitch, man,
Yeah.
we all got it.
But
Gotta keep it
the
at
point,
bay.
you know, wrapping it up to this whole thing is just like the point is like, you know, you don't need to feel like, oh, I got to be at this level to check this person, right? And
Yeah,
we can all
no.
can take from that, like,
Yeah.
Oh.
you know, like we can all check
It's
each
about
other.
helping people keep their own word.
Keep your word with
Like,
yourself.
Yeah,
You don't need to check
Yeah.
anybody about anything they didn't say, you know?
Yeah.
Even getting into real estate, like, you don't need to be at a certain level to be like, I can't even have the conversation, because I find information and like you being able to have the knowledge on something and the work ethic to do it equally as valuable as you having the funds to like fund this deal.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna work it, you found it, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's invaluable. So I'm like, it's not like one hand doesn't wash the other. Like, he can have all the money. You're like, well, I don't got no money, but I got know-how.
Yeah.
And that shit is powerful. Know-how don't really cost you shit. if you're
or I
willing to
can
put
do the
work in.
leg work, and then you know, you just come in, make the purchase.
That's part
and
of the deal.
I get
Yeah,
the cut. You
but
know,
that's the
what I'm saying?
know-how.
Yeah.
That's the know-how.
That's
For
the
you to
know-how.
do the legwork, for you to find that deal, source it. You know what I mean? These are the numbers. I can run it as well.
For sure.
That's just
And
important.
know-how's free though. It's all over.
Yeah.
Like, you can go a specific course or just watch a bunch of YouTube.
Know-how's
videos.
there.
It's all right there for everybody now at this point.
It's on the internet for free.
Like Judge Judy always say, ignorance is not an excuse.
Yep.
But no, all that ties back in the network. Like the peer pressure, it matters who you have around you. That I was gonna say that shit matters. Can we curse in this podcast?
Oh, you're a grown ass
I mean,
man.
where we gonna be at?
I don't know. I haven't heard any curse words. I don't want to be the first
I
one.
swore a little while ago.
Did you?
That's for a little bit.
Fuck. All right. Cool.
Let those fucks out, bro.
Get it out. Shit,
Let it all out.
shit was on your
Oh,
chest.
so relieving. God damn. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get him mic'd up.
We
Cause
gotta
you
get him
gotta,
mic'd
you gotta
up.
have that one producer in the background chiming in on shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are we
You
gonna
don't
get-
see him. He's off camera, but he's just like, he's chiming in.
You chime
Like,
in.
Yeah, you can chime in. Just speak to it, bro.
You got speaking to the mic, but yeah. You want to say hi?
Conversation, bro.
You want to say hi? I guess they can't see you, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We'll edit
but
that
that's,
out.
That's Morgan.
Got him.
Got him.
What's your IG, bro? More gains.
gains.
If you want more gains, hit up more gains, and you will get the more gains. See,
bitch
I almost
either.
sound like Lil Wayne in this bitch, bro.
Ooh,
That's
shit.
crazy.
I didn't hear it, but okay.
You got the reference, right? I appreciate
Just
it,
like
bro.
him.
Nah. But yeah, man. You know, the networking is huge, right? We talked about networking and how important that is to network.
Like
what else?
network marketing. Steven, you got a lot of background in network marketing. Like, what the hell is that? Like, I hear network marketing all the time, and I know what marketing is, and I know what a network is.
How we
But when you combine them, I get lost. I don't know exactly what network
got
marketing
bridge,
is.
too.
All right, let me start off by saying
Sounds like a pyramid scheme.
I thought
All right.
I thought
So now just wrap it
I
up.
knew what network marketing was, but I didn't until a couple weeks ago. I've been in the game for about 3 years, and like we said, you got a messy action, so it hasn't been the perfect run, but it's been the run of getting things done and taking action. So I've seen success, but I know I can see a lot more. And I was able to have a conversation, like we were talking about network. I was in a room about 5 weeks ago, and the speaker of the room was asking people's incomes, and he asked like everybody in the room, whoever's making 250K, stand up, and pretty much the whole room is making 250K. And as he goes up in numbers, the last man standing is making $7 million a year, and he just started network marketing 3 years ago. And so I, right in that moment, knew that I wanted to, network with Homeboy, just pick his brain, really, at the end of the day. And so ended up at like a party after, and just ended up in circumstance sort of running into him. A lot of the stuff I don't even try, but I just put the intention in my mind that, that's the direction I'm trying to go. And so after meeting this guy, he simplified network marketing to me so beautifully that this next year I know that like what I've been doing in network marketing is gonna explode like exponentially. And you basically, like, a lot of people shy away because they get like fearful, the misconceptions, a pyramid scheme. And now that I know what I know about network marketing, it's the number one vehicle that can take anybody from zero to hero, like the very quickest. The company that I work for, it's I won't even say I work for them. I do affiliate marketing for them basically at the end of the day. And you get a machine that filters all your water, so you're not running back and forth to the store purchasing plastic bottled water, because if you do any little bit of research, you're going to find out that the plastic's leaching into the water and disrupting your endocrine system. And so it's a secondary product that jumps on your shower, filters your water, so you're no longer like, go to ewg.org and there's a water database. You can check your water and you'll see that there's all kinds of weird shit in it. I live right here in La Habra Heights. Shout out to La Habra Heights Water Department. We have 1,400 times the amount of arsenic that should be legally allowed in water. And so
you guys are crushing it. Good job.
And we are water, we're all of us here, we're sitting here 75% blobs of water speaking to each other somehow by the grace of God.
Yeah.
And so when I found these products, I knew that it was the business. I had come from cannabis growing, and to grow cannabis, you got to pH balance your water, throw nutrients in, re-pH balance your water, and feed your plant so the roots uptake the nutrients at like the preferred level to get the perfect growth you're looking for in those type of like medical grade conditions. And so I had been doing that for 3 years and not doing it for myself. I was drinking Fiji water, which is the fucking worst. They're like harming the people of the island by stealing their water, wrapping it up in plastic. It sits in a shipping container. Well, it's coming to you, getting heated, cooled 30, 40 times. And then we get it here and pay $3 and drink it when we could have got the water from our sink for 0.03 of a cent to fill up a Fiji water bottle.
Yeah.
And we're paying a 300,000% markup. And so
Damn.
a lot of people don't feel that. We're just used to it as something like in our conscious level that we're just not aware that we're being freaking raped by these companies. And so the products that I represent allow me to like change the world truly, because each person that I help get one of these units no longer has plastic bottles. Their entire family is no longer like producing all this waste. And so to get to like the money side of things, I met this guy that is making $7 million a year, and he's selling perfume strictly in Europe. And our company's like global with 40 warehouses throughout the whole world, and I can help anyone in any country get this technology. And it's all like, it's not about this big old mission to sell all these machines in this company. You simply get like 5 people that are down to ride with you. Like, we got a room full of 5 people right here. If you guys all know 5 people that trust you enough to see this information about this technology, and you can bless them by getting them out of this like sewage water. Like, literally, if you're looking at like your Instagram feed in the last couple of weeks, there's been all this talk about how they're converting sewage water to our drinking water now.
They've been doing that for years, apparently.
Yeah, California just passed a law that they're gonna convert sewage water into like drinking water.
Slap the shit out of Gavin. I'm sorry.
You gotta move.
Yeah, so
for real.
It's allowed me to like, I was able to make a lot of money in real estate, and I wasn't feeling like I was like passing on the love, or it just wasn't possible. Besides knowing that I house a lot of people and keep a lot of people like roofs over people's head, that was meaningful to me. But I wasn't helping other people at like the capacity that I could, and so.
And that seems like you're changing your mindset for what you're doing too. So like you're changing it from like you're trying to make a sale to you're trying to convey a service. Like you're trying to help people.
Change the face of the planet.
Exactly.
Like using these methods of network marketing. Like it's about duplication. I can only work I can work 16-hour days, but I don't want to. I can work 8-hour days, but I don't want to. I want to like spend time with my friends, my family, everybody that I know. And I got 3 god kids. I prefer to be at every single one of their sporting events and these things, and that's what network marketing allows. It allows you to work from home. It allows you to create your own income. If you put the work in, you'll get the results, you know?
And that's what we're talking about. Like, that's a great opportunity for artists who want to make some money and have the liberty and time to be able to be creative, right? Be able to spend time with their family, be able to be there in the important moments where, you know, it matters, right? I think everybody in this room can agree that the liberty and the freedom to do whatever you want is priceless, right? We only live once.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't live life at a fucking job, 8 hours, slaving for somebody's fucking dream, or, you know, making them millions and we're only getting a fraction.
Trapped by dogma.
What was that?
Being trapped by dogma.
Yeah, being trapped, bro. And like you said, bro, like everybody looks at a pyramid scheme, or, you know, we're so indoctrinated to think, that's a pyramid scheme. But if you look at it, like you mentioned it last time too, it's like an upwards pyramid, right? Like a job, like you have the CEO, and then you have the executive suite, you got the supervisors, managers, and then
like the normal
that's the
structure
real
of
fucking
basically
pyramid
everything
scheme.
in the world is
People don't understand everything's a
inside.
pyramid scheme. Like, there's nothing wrong with a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, I've even argued the word scheme.
The
Like,
Ponzi
you could
scheme
come
is the
up with a
problem.
good scheme and you
Okay.
could come up with a bad scheme. We can sit here and scheme on someone, or we can scheme up a plan to work together as
Exactly.
4 gentlemen that, you know, take over a real estate world, a market, you know, create a product and do whatever we want. And so, through the premise of duplication, it's like if I help you 5 and you all have 5 people that you know that are like down to ride with the project, within 4 phases, we can have a team of 625 people, you know, representing health and wealth to people, and all at the same time making a phenomenal amount of money. So I truly
not
believe
even
in
having
my
to
heart.
leave your house, right? That's
Not
it.
even to leave your house. And this can be done in like, we can reach out to 5 people right now and tell them what we're trying to do, and we can do it in a 4-hour period of time if done properly. But if you're more timid person and you've got to break through all the things that we're talking about and get the mindset change and, you know, get the training behind you, it'd be super cool to do over a 4-year period as well. Like, and we're talking like $500,000 in commissions by getting to that 4th level where you have 625 people on your team. And so I could never work 625 hours, nor do I want to. It's not even
feasible.
So it's like people are slaving at work and it's not getting them the results they need. We're watching the price of every single thing around us go up. I'm in real estate, so I'm adjusting rents and watching markets and seeing that, you know, the times are like exactly what you guys are trying to do. You know, we're all looking for a way to make money, but a lot of people can't show you the roadmap. They could try to tell you about crypto, and you can, you know, roll the dice and hope it goes. And I know people making money that do the work. They study. They know what needs
you have to
to
study.
be done. They're in
It's
the
not a get-rich-quick
zone. They
scheme.
plug into their trainings and they make the investments and they're making money. But like everything, you just can't jump into something and expect that it's easy, but it's fucking simple.
Yeah.
It's just not easy.
It's just it's taking the time to do the research like you did, you know, like you're like, you know, I'm tired of this bullshit ass job or whatever you're going through. You're like, I'm gonna do my research to find a way to make it happen. There's other people making money, passive income.
And you said you found it on Facebook, right?
Well, Wholesale?
Or-
You
When I
found
got-
it.
Wholesale?
Well, Wholesale originally, YouTube.
Or like, how did you get out of your
Airbnb,
job?
Instagram. Like, when I first found out about Airbnb arbitrage, that was Instagram. That's just me watching the same videos everybody got access to, right? Let me try to find someone who's doing it. And that's a lot of people's problem, too. They're also scared to invest in
Themselves.
And
knowledge
themselves.
of themselves. They look at something as spending money versus investing this into
Investing.
myself. You know what I mean? So, a lot of things are a mindset shift. Like looking at everything as a fucking scam. Like, oh, it's a scam. It's a scam. Like, that's a person. Like, that's a
skeptical
glass
about
half empty kind of person.
Yeah.
Exactly. Be skeptical about shit.
Sometimes you just ask that as a person, like, well, it sounds like you've been scammed before. You know, you want
Yeah.
to tell me about it? You want to get it off your chest?
happened?
Like,
Yeah.
the company I work for, we've been around for 50 years. So if we were scamming people, you wouldn't have 40 locations across the world. You wouldn't have all these things. But if you jump on like YouTube is the world of 50-50. You know, the world is a 50-50 world. Half the people hate Trump, half the people like Trump. Like, everything's 50-50. So when you start diving into the internet, you're going to find all kinds of levels of information, but you got to like decipher that information for yourself instead
Which
of
is
just
beneficial to you, right? Like,
Yeah, of course. You having the knowledge, you can only expand on that.
yeah.
That's the thing. Most people need to see their money in a physical form.
I'll openly admit I spent $100,000 in the last 2 years on training.
Yeah, and that's
That
investing in yourself, right? Like, and people are so afraid to invest $200, $1,000. You know, like,
Well, look
I'm
at
over
it
here
like
I
this
spent
too.
20. I'm over here like, God damn.
Yeah,
yeah,
I ain't,
yeah.
It's
There's
a
levels.
time
I just dropped
machine.
the 20.
Like, I'm around fucking Grant Cardone, and he's done 40 years of real estate and all
Exactly.
the ups and downs. And the call I was on, you know, like, he'll be hard on us. Like, that ain't no shit you want to buy. Let me tell you why. Boom, boom, boom. And so, like,
Save
gaining
you.
access with that's where sometimes I'll say, like, the money, you need the money to do. There's, like, rooms you can get in with money.
Yeah.
There's room in these training courses and
Right.
people, and
Take
you know
money.
you could do, and people will like shy away from that. But the day I met Grant Cardone, I had gone to like a $97 ticket event at the MGM Grand. He was taking pictures with people. I actually snuck into a line that people probably had paid $1,000 for.
I'm
the
pretty sure
ticket,
they did.
but I did what I do, you know,
I'm pretty sure they did.
and rolled in, and it just, you know, the perfect combination of things happening. I was able to like
And then-
wrap it up with him for 2 minutes, create a small relationship, and I've built upon that ever since. And it's like I'd rather learn from somebody else's mistakes. They say a wise man learns from other people's mistakes, not their.
And that's why, we pay, right? We
That's
pay
what you pay.
to learn not to make those mistakes, giving you the leg up, right? Not only that, but it puts you in a room, in a position where you're with other like-minded people that invested the same amount, 10 G's, to be in that room. You know, these people are driven, they're dedicated, and they stand on business. You know what I'm saying? Like you went to put 10 grand, 5 grand, 20 racks on, you know, a training, a self-development program. Like everybody out there is like-minded like you. So it's easier. It's better. That's how you grow your network circle, right? Like you're like, oh, I met this person at this event, and it opens the door for opportunities to blossom.
Yeah.
Right.
And then a lot of people are so afraid to invest in themselves. Like they'll think like his Airbnb arbitrage. He's got a course for $2,000 if you're interested in Airbnb arbitrage. So they'll think the $2 grand to put into his course. They'll be like, man, that's a scam. He's scamming me for $2 grand. I'm gonna just save my $2 grand and keep it in my savings account. Like, first of all, what are you saving it for? Because you're losing money actively every year that goes by, especially with inflation. I don't know if you're gonna call it
They
Biden
don't even
inflation.
give you 1%.
Yeah, they don't. Oh, yeah. They don't pay you anything for the bank
By the
itself.
time you get like one late fee with a couple, you got like 20 G's in the bank, and you get 2 late fees, and it wipes out any
Exactly.
interest they were getting.
And it'll wipe the interest right out.
Right.
And instead, you invest with somebody, and let's say you invest $100,000 in Grant Cardone, and it takes you 5 years before you see that money come back, but you'll see more than that money come back when it does come back. But
Right.
if you were to leave that in the bank for 5 years, your $100,000 is worth, depending on inflation, it could be worth up to 25% less in just 5 years.
The first day I was in the class, he showed me how to take a $7 million portfolio to like over $25 million portfolio just with what I already
Within the
had
first day.
and what could be done.
And the first day, it's paid for itself.
And then you're
Fucking
like,
A.
damn, you know, like
Now you over here like Grant Cardone took the short end of this stick.
Yeah, exactly. You should charge more.
Yeah.
You should charge me more for this.
he got got.
He got got.
He got got. Yeah.
But yeah, invest in yourself. If you're a struggling artist, it's on you at this point. Like we've been dropping jewels. That's what we're gonna keep doing.
Yeah.
If you don't want to invest in yourself, cut the damn video off at this point. Like I'm sick of it. I'm tired of people reaching out to me saying stuff like, "Man, it must be nice having money." It's like first of all,
nice.
I don't have money. Like I'm not wealthy beyond my wildest dreams. I am on my way. but I'm not super wealthy. So if you're looking at me like the end all be all, goddamn, raise your standards. But second, like, it really just takes effort. But you said this the other day. What you don't know is the most expensive thing that. How'd you say it?
I said the information that you don't know is going to be the most expensive shit in your life.
Exactly. That's
right?
literally trillions of dollars. There are trillions of dollars in
You don't
this
have
economy.
to be smart. You just have to know the right information, the right
Exactly.
knowledge.
There's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out here making stupid money.
Yeah, and they're making stupid decisions because they don't know the right information, which is costing them fucking money.
Yeah.
And I invest in all kinds of different things, and like the number one thing you can invest in is yourself. You walk around, you are yourself. You have your brain. You put information into there.
Yeah.
You know, I always picture like the Matrix, and Neo gets slammed into the thing, and he's just like, I remember watching that scene for the first time, being like, wow, I just wish it could be that easy, and it sort of is. Like we were even touching on like, there's sometimes people will pay for these programs, and then they don't even interact or like do what the programs teach them to do because their mindset's off. And so the first step of changing your mindset is to like know that investing in yourself, there's nothing better. Like investing in the people you love and care about, there's nothing better. Like it will multiply fivefold, you know, and it's just a matter of time.
For sure.
And your limited beliefs are holding you back. So if you believe, like, you'll never work in conjunction with something you don't believe will come to be.
Right.
Like if I don't believe I'm capable of losing 15 pounds, I'm not going to the gym. Like, that's just a no-brainer. And then it's gonna be a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm gonna not lose the 15 pounds, and then 3 months later I'll be like, see, I'm still fat. This guy's the worst trainer in the world. Did you do the workout program?
Did you eat right?
Did you eat right? The other day somebody asked me, it was like, man, how you got abs? And my abs are like coming back, but they're not like what they used to be.
Right.
And I was like, man, it's really just diet and exercise. And he was like, what diet? And I was like, what kind of diet? I was like, what do you do? He said, I do keto. Fat is all to get out. I was like, no, you don't. Okay, there's no way you do keto and do that. And he was like, the exercise, I run 5 miles a day. Again, no the fuck, if you run 5 miles a day and you eat only protein and fat, there's no way you outweighing me by 200 pounds, bro. Like, stop lying. You're lying to my face.
Right.
You're lying to somebody that knows, you know, how to get to where you're trying to get to. So it's like, I can't stand that when somebody asks you for advice and then you give them the advice and then they interrupt you to give you their wrong way of thinking. It's like, motherfucker, did you ask me because you thought I knew, or did you ask me just to tell me how smart you are? And when people do that from this point on, like this actually, I realized it's like 6 months ago. When people interrupt me when they ask me for help and I'm giving it for free, I stop talking. Like, you just fucked it up. Yeah. Go do that then. Because they're already showing you that they're not going to do what you're telling them anyway.
They're not coachable.
They're showing you their limited beliefs. And it's like, this is what's going to take precedent over everything you're saying. I don't care. This is what I believe to be true.
And they hear you. They're not listening.
Yeah.
A lot of people just want you to, like, agree.
Yeah, validate their excuse. Yeah, you're right.
The only reason they're telling you is because they just need someone to fucking agree with them so desperately that, you know, like.
That's it.
That's it. It's wild.
It's crazy. But another thing, too, is just like, you know, knowing your worth, too, right? Like you said, like, I know this happens a lot to you. People hit you up, and it happens to me, too, when they're, like, trying to work with you, but then, like, I feel like they don't put in as much as what they're trying to get out. And then a lot of times we find ourselves giving a lot of this information for free, and it's taken away from our time. And it's like, no, you know, like, I had to do all this work to get all this knowledge, you know, to learn how to do this, how to do that. Like there's going to be a prize, bro. Like, you know, or you can do it yourself. Like, you Google it, you can YouTube it. Like, you coming to me to help you with this, like, you know, and that's kind of like the approach we've been trying to take more lately, right? It's like, no, we got to value our time more, you know, like we got to put our energy where we feel like we're getting the most out of it out, right? And I feel like we all do. But if you're one of those persons that's just trying to leech off of somebody's success, is also like, it's like, that's not going to fly, especially in 2024. That's not flying anymore with me. You know, like you got to bring some kind of value to my life. In order for me to fuck with you, you know, and I hope I bring some value to your life, and then it goes both ways, right? Like,
like help solve problems for
exactly.
each other.
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the analogy you gave with the car earlier, right? Like you have your car, and all you can do is stop by and say, "Hey, you want to come? I'm going to this awesome place," and you can get in or you can stay there. But if you don't want to, this is what it's going to take. Bye.
Yeah,
You
the
take off.
step is commitment. It's like getting into a vehicle that you decide to move forward inside of, and a lot of people want to, like, inside of their comfort level, leaves one foot on the station in their hometown, and they want to reach all their goals, but they don't want to take their foot off the platform of the stuff that they need to let go, and to let good stuff into your life. You always got to let something go.
Got to jump.
Listen,
like
man.
a
Step
rule
one:
or
commit
something.
first.
Commit first.
Commit first.
Yep. Like the last guys, aim
All
for
that
the
other shit
bushes.
gonna fall into place, man. Commit. This is what I know I want to do. You know this is the plan. All right. Everything else is gonna fall into place.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna take that break off of not learning the information. I kind of attribute that shit to a smoker, like a cigarette smoker, right?
Right.
There's gonna be nothing that stops them from smoking a cigarette.
Oh yeah.
I've committed to this. This is what I want to do. Cold, rainy, doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna smoke the cigarette. You know what I mean?
Facts.
If I've committed myself to getting in shape, I've committed to learning this skill. There's never gonna be, a time where I'm gonna be like, I don't want to put forth learning the information, because it's not an effort no more. If you've committed to doing this,
Right.
so you having to sit down, take the time and study, it's part of the plan.
Yeah.
You're gonna do that if you've committed to getting in shape. Like when you see those stories of the person who's fucking 400 pounds, but they lost 180. How the fuck you do that? How did you lose 200 fucking pounds? That's a full level of commitment. So now, like, eating right is not gonna be a problem.
Right.
Like this is what I have to do. So I feel like commit, no matter what the fuck you want to do. Like commit to that shit, and then the work is gonna fall into place.
Especially if you have a blueprint.
Yeah.
Right, like someone already done it. All you gotta do is do it, and it'll come out. It'll, you're gonna reap the reward, bro. Like,
Yeah.
just don't give up. Keep doing it. Keep showing up.
Yeah, consistency wins, man.
This kid,
This cat wanted some attention. My bad.
Fucking habits, dude.
She's chiming in, dude. She's just
Telling you.
like,
I thought she was hungry. Oh, I
Quite a
think she
few
farted.
cameos, I must say.
Oh yeah. We've had a bunch of kittens jumping.
I
on
thought it
there.
was going to attack the camera at one point, sitting on the glass table, just looking at.
Oh,
the shit.
about to pounce on
like,
it.
"What, the next obstacle?
yeah.
Fuck. I was like, fuck.
Looks like a telescope and shit. Yeah, man. But
Get your cat spayed and neutered. Trust me.
The cat's baby. Like Bob Barker always says. Guys, I think this has been an excellent podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. Steven, thank you for letting us shoot in your house.
Of course.
This is great.
We're gonna do more of these. We'll definitely have you on if you're down to do it again. Just spitting knowledge to people out here that are trying to learn the ins and outs of how you can be an artist and not be starving.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I want to be a well-fed artist just like Jonathan.
Yeah, I live a good life, my boy. Like, it's all gravy in this side of the neighborhood, right? But this has been episode 2 of Why It's Mistaken. Thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure to subscribe, share if you found some interest, comment, and if something that's working for you, or if you related to this video in any form or way, comment below. Let us know if you found this helpful. If you share this with your friends, or if you even a like-minded person, tap in with us. You can follow us on social media. You can follow me at JT the Comic. We got Roger Smith
At Blacksmith, BLAKKSMYTH.
That's right.
You got Right Off Josh, right as in your name, Right Off Josh. Come see me.
Yes, sir.
At Steven Rafael Fernandez. You can find me at Steven Rafael Fernandez, and feel free to reach out with any questions you ever have. Don't feel like there's space between us.
And the name of that water he was talking about is Kangen water. So if you're interested in that, definitely reach out to him via social media, and he can get you set up.
And we'll have another episode where we talk more about the water and how you can build opportunities. But in the meantime, tap into our resources, hit us up. If there's anything we can do to help you get to that next level, like if we can't find the solution, if we don't have the solution, we'll find somebody who can. So don't be afraid. Hit us up, and see you guys next time.
Peace. Roll that outro music, Raj.
I will.
What it is, I be getting to the bag, little nigga, what's crack? What it is, you ain't living what you saying, little nigga, stop cap. What it is, never mind that nigga, matter of fact, could you tell me what it ain't? You ain't scoring no points in the paint, broke ass ain't got no bank. What it is, I be getting to the bag, little nigga, what's crack? What it is, you ain't living what you saying, little nigga, stop cap. What it is, never mind that nigga, matter of fact, could you tell me what it ain't? You ain't scoring no points in the paint.